Oh dearie, dearie, dearie me. I've been doing a lot about the Queen lately, and I'm here. I've been talking for hours to Christian, and Christian noticed something. What did you notice, Christian?
Well, I noticed when he's holding the staff and in his left hand, he puts his right hand up and he does like the Baphomet sign. Well, that's what it appears like. You know, when you look at the statue of the Baphomet, he's holding the two fingers down and the other two fingers and the thumb up. You know, and to me, it's like an old Roman ritual.
Or did you say pagan? Nothing to do with pagan. It's to do with
well, it's
Roman.
pagan Roman, that sort of area.
I just think they look evil. The whole thing is not right.
No, but I mean.
And that thing he's holding, the staff. I was going to show people. You can see it's got like legs on it, and maybe that's it. But then you can't see the rest of it. And Christian thinks that's something with wings on, don't you?
Yeah, it looks more like angled, like open wings, rather than a cross.
I'm surprised they didn't show us, because they love to show it. They like to do it hidden, don't they? So, for instance, you don't realise what you're watching. Like, you know, that whole bit when that guy, when she goes, "I trust," she's just put the whole country into a corporation.
I mean, what baffles me is the actual picture quality. Why is it so bad? You know.
Well, look at it. Look, if you could see the guy on the left of the altar. So the altar looks quite small now, or looks, I don't know. And then there's a guy on the end of it, and he looks weird, and he's not in the same perspective as the guy putting his hand up, because it's all fake.
Well, I don't know about fake, but it just doesn't sit well. It doesn't sit right.
No, it's not real. They have been super.
No, I like the fact that you said that they don't say the Father, the Son, or the Holy Spirit.
No, there's a few things I've noticed. Like we've already said, why is she wearing 3 crowns? Why don't they stand up when she comes through? You're saying that's Baphomet's sign. Why is there these Roman bits all over it, which I already showed on the other video? This is extra. So there's some real weird anomalies in there, isn't there, Christian?
Well, it's like we're still head of the Roman Empire, isn't it?
Well, the bit I didn't put on here, which I might add the picture now, she's got 10 beasts. She's got all the symbols of all the animals. It's got griffins, unicorns, lions, griffins. I said griffins, didn't I? Eagles. There's more of them because there's 10 of them. I'm not sure if one of them's a bull. She owns the lot. She owns the beasts.
The law of the jungle, eh?
So what does that tell you, Christian?
The law of the land.
She owns She owns everything. She owns the beasts. She owns all the symbols. They're her symbols. Because she is the top.
The Holy Roman Empire.
Or Egyptian as well. That's in there as well.
Anyway, I've got to go. I've got to shoot off.
Thank you for adding that bit in, Christian.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we've been talking now for about, oh my God, I don't know, about 7 hours, 8 hours. We've been breaking this down, but anyway, thanks for that, Christian.
Right, bye-bye.
This is what Christian was thinking. But he's got his thumb up, whereas they don't. So I'm not sure about that one, but I decided to go and look. Scottish, 32. Anyway, I decided to go and look up what hand signals were, and it came out as a number 6. So I'm not sure if it's any better, because that means 6, and we all know, don't we, what the numbers mean. So there is a number 6, and it does relate obviously back there, and I've just put a few things in what a 6 means. Do you think it was more of a symbol, or do you think it was the first one at the beginning of this little bit of video that I was talking about? So I'll just look up a few bits. It's probably very biblical because everybody's noticing that it's like the Bible's fulfilling. They're fulfilling the Bible. But anyway, I don't know, I just put a few bits in. I mean, in one sense, it could be a good thing, but obviously, I don't know. And Christian wasn't sure what was on that. He thinks that's not a cross. It's more like probably the little eagle. See down there? It's more like that. Not a cross. But the staff has got things on it. When you look down that staff, there's something else on there that's sort of covered up. I mean, is that legs on it? Just above his hand? I don't know. But anyway, thanks for watching. What's your thoughts? Hey, I've come back on because I thought I'd send Christian the little bit of video I did, because we recorded the little bit at the beginning, and then I made the little video saying I thought it was a number 6, and then I decided to ring Christian up. So, Christian, what were you going to say?
Well, I mean, when you see the priest and he puts his hand up, it looks like he's doing the Baphomet sign, and as you just said, that he doesn't, because he puts his thumb down and it's the number 6. But
No. The Baphomet has his thumb down, so as he had his thumb up, I thought I'd go and look up what symbols meant, you know, signals. So it turned out to be a number 6. I know you haven't seen the video. Christian's not seen that little bit of video that you've just watched, but he will see it. But it's numerals. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So why is he showing the people the number 6? Why isn't it doing what a normal priest does, like bless the audience?
If we explain to people as well, what it was is there were some things missing out of that day. We've already said people didn't stand up when she came through. I think he should have crowned her almost from the side or behind. He doesn't. He stands in front of her like a vampire and covers her up completely. And then there was no Our Father or Holy Spirit or all that stuff wasn't in it.
Yeah, all the normal stuff that you'd normally hear. To me, it sounded like a bizarre coronation rather than...
And then you could say he's putting his fingers up to do the Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost, but he didn't.
He doesn't do it, does he? You know, which you think is natural, which comes natural, which is, as we were taught as kids, you know, in nomine de Patri or whatever, you know, blessing.
What are you, by the way? Like, when you were a kid, what were you? Because I was Church of England, which is what this is supposed to be.
Well, I was baptised twice, so I was baptised in 2 different places, and the last time was Protestant, but I've never really followed any religion as such. But in my heart, I do believe there is a creator. You know, I don't think we're here by accident. No way. You know, not by lucky back.
There's like, I showed you that bit, didn't I? I sent you photographs where when he turns around and just as he's sort of doing things around the Queen, he looks like a Roman soldier from behind.
Yeah, to me it seems more like a Roman ritual rather than a British coronation. You know.
And also, yes, the Queen came out the side door. She should have come out the front, shouldn't she?
Yeah, you would have thought so. That's the normal.
And then that weird thing that they'd made where everybody was sitting in and everything. Like, I mean, maybe when you looked at it, you could have said it was new and modern, but it just looked cranky and weird and just looked like it was made up, to be honest. She should have come through the main door. Everybody, you know, when we watched ceremony, it's not like when Harry and Meghan got married, they went out the side door after they got married. They came out the entrance.
Yeah.
So she came out the side door. She did, and it was just there was a sort of ER on the door, but it wasn't like magnificent and all painted gold like her carriage was afterwards, spray painted, or however they did it.
I mean, I'm not an expert in Catholicism or the Catholic religion, but we do know it's of a Romantic nature or the Roman nature.
And also, you know, they did passing of the bread, which I don't know. I suppose maybe some Protestant people do it, but I don't really think that's a Protestant way, is having bread.
No.
If you're in the Methodist Church, you have bread.
But they do show you that at the end, don't they? If you look at right at the very end of the coronation itself,
and Prince Philip had to give whatever it was, £100 or 100 guineas, so she could be queen.
Yeah, they show you at the end Jesus handing out the bread in a cartoon.
And then I showed you in the footage in front of her was like the three wise men. When she was walking out, it was like three wise men.
Yeah.
And then actually, if you just take the top of her crown off most of the time, she looked rather Egyptian at the same time.
Yeah, it definitely looked, I'd say,
Arabic. You know, when you're looking at them right now, you know, oh, that was the other thing. They weren't wearing any hats, were they?
Mm-mm. No, they normally would have worn the fish bones, wouldn't they?
Or something. I mean, I know that if they were standing in front of the Queen, you know, everybody was taking their hats off on that day. But,
So what religion was she actually being crowned under? That's what I'd like to know. You know, we've got like the priests wearing their paraphernalia.
1 second, Christian.
Someone's
knocked on my door. Hello, can you just leave it there? Thank you. Sorry, someone dropping something off for Ellie, not me. Anyway, carry on. Sorry.
Yeah, it's the attire they're wearing. I mean, it's a bit of both Roman and Egyptian.
Yeah, even the altar. You know, like that church, Westminster, is a big church. What, did she get like coronated in the smallest part of it or something with the smallest altar? And then the Queen Mother and Prince Philip, Charles were sitting on top of it, and it just looks, you know, like ropey. Sorry, it just looks ropey.
It doesn't feel right, and it doesn't have the right feel. I know that most people will understand that or comprehend that.
Yes, because he's holding a staff up. I thought he was.
Yeah.
I don't know. I suppose it's supposed to be the cross, isn't it? Because don't forget, she's supposed to be. She's being made queen to the gods. She's almost like a nun. You know, that's what nuns do. It's all to God. They are God's wives. So she sort of turned into God's wife that day.
Yeah, but who's God? Who's God? You know, we don't know which God, because we do know that the Romans themselves, they weren't for Jesus Christ, they were for Saturn worship. Yeah, that's what they were. And the fleur-de-lis represents a god, and the urn that pours out the water or whatever, I can't remember what its name is now, I've forgotten. But yeah, it's like a gift of oil, the oily water or whatever. And when you think about that it's in itself, so that if their god must be Saturn, you know, not the god that we think, but yet they show you Jesus in a cartoonage at the end, you know. I don't get that. I really don't get that. And the fact that the staff is used in the same manner as in Rome.
Also, the girls that were carrying her robe, they all had halos on.
And the fact that most people probably won't know this either, that the covering that they put over the Queen, like they bring in the covering, I think that was used in victory processions.
Yes, that looked Roman as well, didn't it?
Yeah, this is what I'm saying, that most people probably of the time, 1953, won't realise that it's like another victory for Rome. You know, but what about Britain?
Well, we're coming out of it then. Is it something that's taken, you know, like Protestant bits taken off after that? Where we, you know, because I mean, a lot of British people were Catholics before being Protestant.
Well, I've had a couple of people phone me up now, right, and agree with me about the paperwork of the council paperwork, that the coat of arms has been erased from the paperwork and something else is on it. I haven't seen it myself, I haven't looked, but yeah.
You think as we broke away from Europe and all that, if that was the case, then they would love putting it on there, because those emblems are much older than being in Europe.
Well, with everything that's gone on...
And you know we don't elect it, they select it, so they've put us in it. I mean, I voted not to be in it at the time, but I mean, obviously realise now it's all a load of rubbish, so I'm not doing it again. But, they put us in there. Right, we're out.
Yeah, well, I mean, basically, I think what it is, they did put the vote to the public, but I bet the actual numbers themselves weren't accurate. You know, they said it went this way, it went that way, but that's just neither here or there. I think that the figures are probably a lot greater for us to come out at the time because of what was actually going on with immigration. And I think immigration had more to do with it than anything else, than us leaving Europe.
Well, when you see what the Queen owns, it's pretty obvious that, and she has the 10 beasts. She owns all those beasts are the symbols on the flags. She owns them.
Well, to me it seems like we got a new boss, but we don't know who the new boss is yet because it hasn't been announced. We don't know what's going on, do we really? We've been left in the dark ever since March 23rd last year.
Something happened. I always felt that something changed when this whole thing with Philip. You know, we knew he was ill weeks before, and I was going, I don't think he's here anyway. And you know, we could tell the changes.
I wonder if it was actually just after he had that little car crash on that dual carriageway that he
well, so they said. We don't know if that's true, do we?
We don't really know what happened that day, but I wonder if that's a lot to do with it, which caused him then, you know, to probably kick the bucket. And they've kept him alive via filmography, because I've just watched an old TV news footage from I don't know how many years ago, and it's all a big setup. The whole lot. It's the actual TV channel itself was involved in a complete setup. And this is I don't know, about 10 years ago. It was a great big stabbing event or something.
Sometimes when you think that you're caught in a big accident on the motorway, they're filming it as like virtual reality acting, and so none of it will happen, and then it makes it on the 10 o'clock news as an accident.
Yeah, I think you did one, didn't you? And you found out it was a total hoax.
Yeah. Anyway, you know, I just think that's a symbol, but 6, you know, where they're concerned, probably isn't. No. And even in the ceremony, if you listen to it, the man goes, "Elizabeth, I want you to live forever." We know he can't live forever, so what is he going on about?
I don't know. That's got something that it. I mean, I've watched more and less the whole ceremony more than once right through, and I still don't get to see what's actually British about it. You know, as in British. You know, for what we stand for, and then you've got the way they orchestrate it, and yeah, you do expect to see some of the things that we believe in religion, you know, as what we've learned in our religion.
I don't know what we were watching that day. That was not like really, although they said some things, it wasn't, you know, the things that they didn't put in there, so it wasn't like what it would be like if you went to church today. Or you watched a ceremony today. I don't know. I've already explained. There was things that just didn't happen. I mean, not standing up when she came through, I thought that was really weird.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been a churchgoer in recent times.
Are we supposed to spot these things? It's a bit like a puzzle, and then they have to see what the people see. But maybe nobody noticed it before, and it's had thousands of views on some of the videos I was watching. Thousands and thousands of people watched it now. I don't know.
When you look at the altar, it's all sigils and trophies and staffs and swords, and it's all to do with previous battles, and you think, it's a church. You know, all these swords. You know, you think, what?
She has quite a few swords on that day around her doing things.
Yeah, and
I mean, if we've had the round table and all that, maybe you can see why some of Mercia and all that. Maybe you can see that some of it's a little bit important, but it was just the things that didn't happen were a bit weird. Like I said, there was a little boy standing behind her. Surely that should have been Prince Charles, not that little boy.
Yeah, I mean, with the amount of swords, you know, you think, hang on a minute, I can't recall how many swords they were actually
in the picture there must have been about 5. I mean, I'm looking at one where they're staffs, but there was about 5 of them.
Yeah, I mean, she more or less had King Arthur's round table, didn't she? You know, all the legionnaires. You know,
yeah, but I don't even know what era they were in. They were dressed so weird. They were dressed like they'd come off a Disney set.
Yeah, in it.
You know, when you actually looked at them, there was nothing amazing about them. They just looked... I just think they've been very good at lying to us for such a long time and making the videos up. It was all made up. Maybe that's what television was about. I don't know. We're coming to the end, Christian. Christian, I haven't got too long. We've got another 5 minutes and then we have to finish this one. But what do you think when she's going like a... If he's going 6, what does that mean then? Bible?
Your guess... Pardon?
The Bible?
It's possible that it's related to the Bible, but whose Bible? Is it their Bible or our Bible?
I mean, in most of the 666.
I can't say 100%.
We only saw one 6. You'd have to watch it again and see if there was any more 6s somewhere else.
I always go with my gut instincts, and that's the first thing that I thought of was like when he raises his hand up and the way he does it. But obviously, I missed the fact that his thumb was down. If that makes a difference, I'll have to have another butcher's myself.
You can see the picture I sent you.
Yeah, I'm saying with a reference to the statues that they've got of them.
I know, and even that's hard to work out, isn't it? Because it's so blurry.
Yeah.
It's not like you're looking at anything like it's all. Even if it's black and white, it's still crap.
Yeah, and I always thought they crowned somebody from the back, not from the front. So I don't know what that's all about.
I mean, like it's like I'm taking over you, and here comes my crown. Wasn't it?
I mean, I think I've seen it in films as well, where they crown them from behind.
It was just something I thought. I said to you last night, wasn't it? I said, why did he stand in front of her like that? Surely it would have been much easier to have crowned her from the side or the back.
Because you can call that a blind crowning, can't you? An unseen crowning. So she wasn't really seen being crowned, not by the television viewers.
Well, no, I don't even think it's her under that film anyway. But she was facing the altar, so no one else saw it either.
This is what I'm saying. It's very strange. Quite inverse.
It is. Right, we've got a couple more minutes because I'm playing it again. But the little bit of footage that I've got. But I just find that really weird what they did that day.
Yeah. I mean, the people that watched it on the old television screens probably didn't see it as well as what we did. You know, because most had black and white in them days, so... And the picture quality wasn't as good as what we got today. But yeah, the amount of times the camera goes black and white, you know, when it darkens out, it's like it's been so edited, you know.
Well, it has, because they've stuck the whole thing together. And don't forget, what about those stupid chandeliers that hang down on those strings? And you can't even see the chandeliers sometimes, but you're looking at them. I mean, how ridiculous is that?
Yeah, and a lot of pieces that the chandeliers actually get in the way of what you're looking at.
Also, well, anyway, the whole thing is just bananas.
Bizarre.
And then when they're walking out, you just can't make out who anybody is.
Yeah, and you don't really hear the actual ceremony, you know what I mean? What the priests are saying.
Well, you do a bit on the 2.5 hour one, but we don't know, you know, they said she's been here for 6 hours, so we didn't see it all, did we?
No, that's what I'm saying. It's been so edited to a massive degree, I think.
Maybe that's why she wasn't, you know, in the footage, she wasn't smiling. She'd had enough.
Yeah, probably a long procession of the event.
I mean, especially when we know now of this other video I've got when that guy's talking about insincerity and in all sincerity.
Yeah, to me, the grammar, it's deliberate. It's not accidental. I don't think it's accidental. It's deliberate. You'd use the appropriate words. We're now being pumped on various social media sites to use correct grammar so that it's taken in the terms that it's expressed as when you're typing it. So, yeah, that's basically it, really, isn't it?
Well, it was like she was not just crowned. I just think she's the head of all of it, personally. When you own the 10 beasts and all those symbols are on the flags, you know, eagles, whatever animal you see.
I have to admit, I've never recognised her as queen. And I probably still don't. I mean, fair enough to me, they've been a family, but it's not a family that I'm connected with or concerned about. You You know, as far as I've always believed that the Spencers of Northampton have got more point to being royals than what they have had, because they've been here for 800 years. So, you know,
I just think it's really weird. They couldn't even tell us the truth about the Plantagenets. They go about, oh, the Plantagenets, then comes the House of York, and then comes the other house. Oh, but they're all Plantagenets. Why not tell us? But anyway, Christian, they never, and it never adds up. We're at the end of the video now. I've got to go as well. But I do appreciate you adding that bit. So, yeah, thank you. All bizarre. That ceremony was bizarre.
One out of the Twilight Zone.
Too many things were missing.
Exactly.
Anyway, thanks a lot, my darling.
You're welcome.